intellect cannot, that is, intelligence cannot, love can. Where intelligence cannot, love can. Intelligence, intellect, guided to materialistic greed, cannot attain happiness, cannot attain godhood, cannot even create a magnetic force, but only a robbery force. But love can, everlasting. Meher Baba, born on 25th February 1894 in Pune, attained Samadhi on 31st January 1969 in Meherazad in Shindi. Meher Baba said, love can attain what the intellect cannot. Love can attain. Love is vast. How do you use the word love? Like how you cannot use the word God unless and until you have experienced in extremes of your power, and you have maintained the extremes of your power, and you have a samskriti. Without a break, you have practiced it. Only then you can even use the word God. Otherwise, do not use the word God unless by practicing, by maintaining, by trying to become conscious and observing, you start understanding the feeling of love. Love can attain, they say, Meher Baba says, love can attain the meaning of love. The whole materialistic world at present is love means sex. Yes, of course. Why shouldn't love lead to sex? Why shouldn't love is not sex? Because sex gives you an orgasmic experience for a second. That is fantastic. Love can create another one being, no doubt about it. But to have a totality of understanding, if you are not conscious that love is greed, robbery, and then you fall into a trap of disease, mental disease. Love can attain. To understand love, you have to melt with the tradition. To understand love, you have to first learn to surrender. Like the Indian tradition, our Indian Samskriti, morning when you get up, you go and fall into the feet of your elders, parents, grandparents, whoever it is, or your spiritual guru's photo or your God's picture, wherever it is. That surrendering helps you to understand that you don't move alone, that you have always made sure you share and you take their power also. The pyramid's power, the previous pyramid's power. If you walk without the previous pyramid's power, you are creating a danger to the society. You are going to become poisonous by going around and telling, I did, nobody helped me, I did everything, I did it. You forgot to be thankful for the nature which has created you to be up to now. You have forgotten even to thank the people who fed you. You're telling, nobody helped me. I only did it, I only climbed up. I only climbed up. The amount of rings which is created around you for your security. And you must understand all that security, all that food, all that growth costs quite a lot of energy and love. If you take it in the materialistic world, it is money. Love can attain anything possible in this world, provided you do the first Shashtanga Namaskara. Once you know to do the Shashtanga, you and your parent, you and your senior, you and your culture has become one. Then the whole culture melts with you, though. You do not have to do anything like the painter. That is the love. The people think love is an intercourse. Love is to make sexual love. The painter goes in front of the bamboo, and in 3 years' time he becomes the bamboo. And then the drawing happens of its own, love happens of its own, the melting happens of its own. You have to be ready. You and the bamboo. You and the man and the girl, husband and wife. Then it is love, whether it is materialistic love or it is spiritual love. And then you find an orgasmic experience. That experience is truth. That experience is scientific exploration. Meher Baba said, love can attain. Meher Baba was an Indian spiritual master who claimed to be his era's avatar, or God in human form. Major spiritual figure of the 20th century, he was a central figure around the Meher Baba movement, and estimates of his following range from the hundreds of thousands to the millions. His followers were concentrated in India, but with a significant number in the United States, Europe and Australia. Meher Baba said, what the intellect cannot, love can attain. Intellect. You are so bookish. You just study for the sake of studying and just to pass the examination. That is the first stage of your robbery which has been taught to you. You take 5 years of question paper and study by heart just to pass the examination. They have already created you a robber, that you are robbing without understanding. When you can rob without understanding, then it is not love. You are a robber which can be purchased. Study is, you melt with the book, you understand so much on the book. It is just simple when you are studying. If you have done your Shashtanga Namaskara with your parents, with your elders, you have melted with them and their power comes to you. Yes. Same wise, when you open the book, you and the book, you do a Shashtanga Namaskara, a prostration on the book, and you melt with the book, and you and the book becomes one. You understand everything what is happening in the book, and the mind penetrates to find out whether what is written is good for you or not, whether it is truth or not truth. That melting stage is called love. This is what the intellect cannot. Intellect cannot. But if you read Haribari, Gooseberry, yes, you can become. Yes, Steve Jobs. You of course, Steve Jobs created something for the materialistic world, but that was not love. That was greed. That was greed to grab in the shortest period what you do not understand, to feel, smell, taste, touch and see. What the intellect cannot. Hence, the oldest tradition says the family doctor is very important. The family guru is very important, because from the child, from the time you are born, they understand what kind of a food goes with that house, what medicine can help you. A doctor is in deep in love with that family. Family is now in love with the doctor. But that is now disconnected. What the intellect cannot, love can attain what the intellect cannot, said Meher Baba. Intellect cannot. Love is vast. The whole world and you become one. It explodes like the dancer. He was dancing and then he sat in the air for some time, it seems. And people, after some time, when he landed, all the photographers ran to him and said, can you do it once again? He said, I myself do not know how to do it. There is one person in India called Jimmy George, famous volleyball player. And everybody goes, not because everybody plays volleyball, but this one Jimmy George was popular for jumping, and he will sit in the air before he smashes the ball, sits in the air. To see him sitting on there, he's a tall, big character, well built, very good looking guy. They have constructed a Jimmy George Stadium also. That love, he and the ball, he and the volleyball became one. He forgotten, and then when he got the ball, what else he can do? He was embracing the ball. He was making love with the ball. Then he got varieties of interpretations to find out where to smash, how to smash, and he smashed it. And it was a point. Meher Baba at the age of 19 began a 7-year period of spiritual transformation, during which he had encounter with Hazrat Babajan, Upasni Maharaj, Sai Baba Shirdi, Tajuddin Baba and Narayan Maharaj. In 1925, he began a 44-year period of observed silence, during which he communicated first using an alphabet board, and by 1954, entirely through hand gestures using an interpreter. His tomb is today a place of pilgrimage for his followers, often known as Baba lovers. Meher Baba's teachings on spiritual consciousness have been described as a unique amalgam of Sufi Vedic and yogic terminology. He taught that the goal of all beings was to gain consciousness of their own divinity and to realize the absolute oneness of God. Meher Baba said, love can attain only if you practice that at home. You and your parents, you and your wife, you and the children, you and the family sits together and eat from one single plate. They will say this corona is bad. No, please. In your house, I'm not allowed about outside, in your house, take baths together so that you can scrub and see the body together. Massage at the end of the day, massage before you go to sleep, cook together, sing together. Hence the bhajan is very important. Dance together, and then you can see love can attain anything you want, because a family with six together, each together, prays to grows together. In the Second World War, Hitler kept on telling America, no, don't sit, don't believe these people. Don't believe these people. Do not sit in the meeting. England, Britain, France, Russia, Soviet Union, Russia, they called for a joint meeting. America went and joined. 4 people together. Love can attain. They could attain what others couldn't do. The blitzkrieg, the massive damage which Hitler was creating around the world in the Second World War. 3 people said couldn't. America came and joined. Hitler kept on begging him, please do not sit in the meeting. 3 days they sat in the meeting and World War is over. What? Others cannot. 4 lovers can sit together. Maybe it might be an intellect love, never mind. But your family, when they sit together, you can attain anything. Yes, it is possible. Meher Baba said, love can attain what the intellect cannot. This is my 343rd Smart.